subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. I 22 male, don't want my girlfriend 23 female, to hang out with the guy she cheated on me with anymore. I know this is long-winded, writing like this helps me think. Me and my GF, Alyssa, started dating about 5 years ago. She's my first girlfriend and my first romantic partner. I'm in the military and during January of last year, I went to Germany on deployment for 6 months. Before I left I asked Alyssa if she was sure she wanted to stay together since she'd be without me for the next 6 months. She told me she wanted to remain a couple. This was my first deployment and it hurt so much to be without her. But it hurt even more when 3 months into the deployment Alyssa Skyped me crying and revealed to me that she had slept with one of her friends. We spent hours discussing whether or not we would stay together. And I decided that because she told me the day it happened, and very clearly regretted and felt guilty over it, that I would forgive her. She told me she would cut that guy out of her life, and told me that if I wanted to settle the score with someone while I was deployed I was allowed to. I of course rejected. There were a lot of issues we had to work through when I got back, but by last December it felt like things were back to normal. Over the last month, now that my town is reopening, my Alyssa has been going out with small groups of friends. While trying to work through her incident, we decided that whenever one of us was going out with friends without the other, we would have to let the other know where we were going, who with, and what time we would get back. Last weekend she was going out to get lunch and one of the names she mentioned was the guy she had been with. I was shocked that she so casually said that with me and asked why she was hanging out with him. She told me that that guy was now engaged and had no desire to be with her. I told her exactly, you know how I feel about him, you know what you did with him, how the fuck could you think I'd be okay with this? I will admit, I lost my temper a little bit and needed to compose myself more, but she really surprised me. Alyssa told me I needed to trust her because the past is in the past and they both moved on. We argued back and forth and I told her she could go if she wanted to break up, so she stayed. But we were arguing about my lack of trust in her. Eventually, I decided to tell her I was okay with her going. I trust her now, but just it's hard to know they're hanging out. While she was out, I checked her friend's social media and saw Alyssa and the guy sitting next to each other. It may have been innocent but it really broke my heart. I love her so much and know that breaking up with her and being single for the rest of my life would be more painful than whatever feeling I feel now. I don't know how to get her just break contact with him again. I don't have any options in women other than her, so I don't want to break up, but I don't know how to make this work again. TL, Doctor, my girlfriend cheated on me while I was deployed, and when I tell her that I don't like her hanging out with the guy she cheated on me with anymore, she accuses me of not trusting her. Break up with her. You're avoiding the breakup because it feels scary and like it'll hurt a lot. You know what? It will. But it'll be a temporary feeling. If you stay with Alyssa, you'll be slowly hurting for much longer. Coming from one veteran to another brother. Leave her, man. You're not the only one going through the pain, I've been there. It's rough at first, but the total disrespect she showed you by chilling with a dude she slept with is not cool. Trust me when I say this, bro, you will move on. You're 22, you have a lot to look forward to. Don't let that bug get to your head, it's just money. But another way to maybe resolve it is to tell her you saw how she was sitting next to the guy and that's not cool, and if you don't like that I don't want you chilling with him, then maybe we aren't meant for each other. Couples are teams, and teammates make sacrifices, and that should have been an easy sacrifice for her, but she obviously feels some type of way towards the dude. That's how it be sometimes, man. I know it sucks, but keep your head up. The right one will come around and she won't cheat on you cause of some distance. Here's the main problem with your situation: you aren't willing to break up. Without the willingness to cut your losses and walk away, you have absolutely no bargaining power. And I'm not even suggesting that you give an ultimatum. It's just that in the end, if you aren't willing to accept the pain of leaving her, You won't be able to truly put your foot down and do anything to say that you won't accept this absolutely abhorrent behavior. At one point, she had every right to your trust. She lost that the moment she let this dude put her dick inside her. She no longer gets to say that it was in the past and that you need to trust her. She had demonstrated that she cannot be trusted, especially with this dude. It's already going to take a lot for the both of you to rebuild that trust even if this dude moved to Egypt. The fact that she's even interested in putting her hanging out with this dude ahead of your relationship is frankly disgusting. There's a difference between forgiving a mistake and continuing the same shit. Get yourself right with leaving this girl. It's the only way you're going to be able to think clearly. Maybe you'll find a way to stay together, but it won't happen in a positive way if you're so afraid to leave her that she can hang out with the dude she cheated with and tell you that you just have to get over the thing that she did. My mom, female, 50, is a serial cheat and now cheating on her third husband, male, 68. Am I in the wrong for not telling him? This mess started about a month ago. My mom, in her 50s, was scrolling through photos on her phone and an intimate photo of herself appeared. She quickly swiped away from it, but I told her that I had seen it. She fobbed me off with an excuse, but I had a gut feeling as to why she had that photo. Eventually she admitted she sent it to an old friend who she recently contacted online. To make it worse, she has a history of cheating. She cheated on her first two husbands, one of which is my dad. Neither of these men are horrible, quite the opposite. Both my dad and the first husband are incredible people. Her third and current husband, who has no clue as to the cheating, isn't so nice. That's why I was conflicted at first. I told my mom I understand to an extent as to why she would seek attention from somebody else, but I told her I can never condone cheating. I feel awful every time I see my stepdad, as whilst I dislike him deeply, I've been cheated on before and it's the worst feeling in the world. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I've promised my mom I won't say anything, but her attitude on it is disgraceful and makes me want to say something. She won't admit it's cheating even though they trade nudes and flirt 24/7, as apparently online doesn't count. Am I in the wrong for not telling my stepdad that his wife is cheating and speaking to another man? He knew about her history but thought the cheating ended there. TL, doctor, my mom is cheating on her third husband and I feel bad for not telling him. Advice please? I know how terrible it feels to keep someone's secret when they aren't being honest with their partner. It hurts even more when you have to interact with their partner and act like everything's normal. But it's not your secret to tell. You can encourage her to be honest, but at the end of the day, it's her marriage, not yours. Thank you. And exactly. When they do have good days together, rare but it does happen, it's gut-wrenching to see him smile when she's doing this behind his back. You're so right, thank you. She won't admit it's cheating even though they trade nudes and flirt 24/7, as apparently online doesn't count. If she actually told you she is trading nudes and flirting 24/7 and that online doesn't count, and as a 51-year-old, I can say with a certain amount of authority she is probably not doing anything 24/7, so at the very least you are probably exaggerating, and you aren't just making up the story. You need to tell her to stop making you her confidant. It is totally inappropriate. Focus on yourself and your relationship with your mother. If she's going to do this stuff, she has to find someone else to confide in or own her own self-destructive behavior. No, that's exactly what is happening and she's admitted, but she doesn't class it as cheating. I think she's in denial or won't admit it's wrong. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.